Well, before we start, I just want to send a big thank you to everyone that's here. I want to thank our principals and our assistant principals and teachers and everyone that's involved in the schools to come this evening to recognize some real special students tonight. I also want to thank parents and grandparents and loved ones that are here tonight. And most importantly, I want to thank those of you that are the recipients for tonight's Pittsford Pride recognition, because it's you that make Pittsford a better place. So you know, tonight's presentation will be on channel 1303, so that's prime time. 1303, you made it. And we'll also be part of the podcast, and it will be hosted on our district website. The Pittsford Pride recognition really is a special event. It's something that the Board of Education, myself, and teachers and administrators really cherish, because it's about taking students who truly go out of their way to make the lives of others better. And there's nothing more important than that. There's nothing more noble than that. And so those of you that are being recognized tonight truly are amazing. You're amazing. Each of you make our district better. And so to put this in perspective, we have 5,800 students in the Pittsford Central School District, so close to 6,000. Out of the 6,000 students, about 27 are recognized during the year. So you can do the math. It's a very, very small percentage of students that get this recognition. So here's how it happened. Every building is tasked with seeking far and wide the students that they feel truly stand out relative to citizenship. And so teachers and paraprofessionals and administrators look across the building, and they find kids that really make a difference. And they write up their proposal to say, I think this student should be recognized. And then a committee comes together, and they look at all the submissions, and then they choose from those who they feel would best represent the school district and your buildings. So those of you that are here tonight have also gone through a process that's pretty rigorous to say this is a student that we really want to acknowledge in a public setting for doing such amazing things. Beyond tonight's recognition, students will also be recognized different ways based on what building that you attend. It could be on bulletin boards, it might be on the morning announcements, there may be, depending on which school you go to, your name added to a plaque. If you are a high school student, you may receive parking privileges. You will definitely receive a car from your mom or dad or grandparents. That's part of this. Spirit wear, you might be selected to be a class helper. You may be invited in for pizza with your principal. So we really want to shower you with gifts, because you've showered us with kindness throughout the course of your time in Pittsford. So just to talk about the process for a minute. As each student's name is called, I'm going to ask that student to stand up, and then we're going to take turns reading your recognition, what was submitted on your behalf. Then after we're done, you're going to sit down, the next person is going to come up, and we're going to do that 9 times. When we're finished, we're going to ask all 9 students to stand up, and we're going to give a huge round of applause. We're going to ask you to come up here, and you're going to receive a plaque and also your nominating letter of nomination. We're going to start, and then at that time, friends and parents and family, feel free to take as many pictures as you'd like. We're going to take several for the district website as well. Our board member Irene Narotsky is going to read the first 3, and then Mrs. McCluskey is going to read the next 3, followed by me with the last 3. So with that, I want to say congratulations to all of you, and let the pride begin.
All right, the first person to stand up is Ethan Benjamin, and Ethan is an 8th grader from Barker Road Middle School. Ethan was nominated by Mrs. Kutai, the maroon team, the red team, the purple team, Carla Kushner, Karen Eipert, Beth Hills, and Danielle Gerby, basically the whole school. Ethan Benjamin is a student who exemplifies the core principles at Barker Road in his every action. Since his arrival at Barker 2 years ago, he has been an inspiration to each person who has encountered his kindness, perseverance, and grit. Ethan has overcome many physical obstacles stemming from surgeries which left him unable to walk without assistance. He started his middle school career in a wheelchair and relearned how to walk throughout the year. This did not deter Ethan from coming to school, and in fact seemed to drive him even further, as he would not allow pain or discomfort to get in any way of his goals. In fact, Ethan is a student who always seems to have a smile and to lend to another student or to staff member. He has been faced with obstacles time and again, obstacles that would challenge grown adults, and has handled each hurdle with grace and integrity. Countless staff members have commented over the years about how inspired they have been watching Ethan ambulate through the halls, chatting with friends, getting to classes, and never complaining, not once. He is a student who greets each teacher and asks, "How are they doing?" And even when he is no longer in their class, he maintains a strong A average in honors classes, participates with thoughtful comments, and is always seeking a way to help others. He is one of those students who always has a smile and is happy in almost any situation. He tends to see the positive aspects of things and is willing to share his enthusiasm. Ethan is kind, respectful, and a hard worker. He works well with everyone and is genuine in his actions. Ethan's art teacher, Mrs. Hills, shared, "I was honored to have Ethan to be Ethan's 7th grade art teacher. If you are looking for a student who truly demonstrates on a daily basis the power of a positive attitude, fortitude, and what it means to work hard in class, then without a doubt, Ethan is that student." No matter how difficult the task in art class, Ethan would tackle it head on. He has a wonderful sense of humor, and when you see his name on your roster, you simply think, this is going to be a great semester. Thank you, Ethan, for your contributions in art class, your outlook about this world that we live in, and for always striving to improve your skills and talents. Mrs. Gerby, Ethan's home and careers skills teacher, shared, "Ethan is one of the most positive people I have ever met. Ethan loved the food labs in class. He loved to cook and shared with me his experiences at home with cooking too. He was always positive and overcame so much physically, never complained, and was always happy to be participating. He is so deserving of this award." Ethan is a very well-rounded, mature young man. He has managed his physical challenges with great attitude and resilience. He is selfless and is always looking to help others. The teachers and administrators that Ethan has had over the years at Barker Road cannot think of a better or more deserving candidate for this honor. Congratulations, Ethan. Our next honoree is Samara Brown. Samara, can you stand up? Samara is a 12th grader at Menden High School, and she was nominated by several departments in the school. Carrie Gunther, a teacher, writes, "Samara has a genuinely positive outlook on life. She approaches everything with a can-do attitude and generously shares that attitude with those around her. Samara is particularly skilled in encouraging peers who feel defeated or are struggling in their own way. She can read a situation and give just the right amount of support to the person who needs it." Jude Dietz writes, "Every day Mari adds something special to our class. When giving feedback to her peers, she is specific, warm, and enthusiastic. In working with her one-on-one, she demonstrates a clear desire to sincerely improve, not for a grade, but for her own sense of accomplishment." Mark Catafano writes, "In pre-calc, when most students are a bit quiet, Samari would be a voice for the class when they may have there have been confusion on a topic or a concept. A simple, "Can you go through that again?" was all that it would take to help better understanding for herself and for her classmates. Her social skills enhanced her learning by sharing her strategies when she felt strong about a concept. She was also a good listener when one of her peers would share their own thoughts about a process. Al DiCarlo says, "Samara is really good at reminding synchronized surfers to put their hands behind their backs on the way to the kitchen." Something about an inside joke. Paige Labar writes, "Last year, Samara competed in 2 3-hour programming contests, one at Cornell University over a school break and another local contest held on a weeknight. Samara was always encouraged her teammates to continue working hard." Brett Dagg says, "Samara is one of the most engaged and enjoyable students I've had the pleasure to work with in my capacity as advisor for student council. She is creative, attentive, communicative, and responsible. She makes us a better organization." Paige Labar again writes, "During Samara's sophomore year, she asked me if I was interested in coaching her kickball team in Kicks for Campers. When I said yes, she asked me when would be the best time to schedule an interview. She asked me several questions to be sure my values were aligned with those of the kickball team, giving all students a chance to play and encouraging teammates to work together. Samara takes all tasks seriously, no matter how small, and always wants to make a positive difference. Samara has organized this team for 2 years. She is a natural leader and goes beyond expectation." Carrie Gunther writes some more. "Through our work together with Rock to Change, I have seen Samara build her leadership skills. Samara is a role model for others in small ways as she leads by example, and in big ways as she takes on more overt leadership roles as she has in planning for the upcoming Student Summit on Race." Judy Dietz writes, "She has such a gift for addressing sensitive topics in a respectful manner, and she is genuinely invested in what others have to say. I have witnessed her lead difficult conversations with faculty and students with the poise, confidence, and welcoming tone few adults ever hone. She's also creative about getting her message across. In fact, last year she recommended that I read The Hate You Give, which spoke to some events that had recently occurred in our district. I was blown away by the text and the subtle but effective way Samara wanted to share this perspective with me." And lastly, Kim Waterbury writes, "I've been teaching for many years and have been lucky enough to be impressed by many of my students. Samara Brown tops that list. Samara is involved in too many things to list, as many students are, but what has put her on the top of my list is her kindness. Samara is kind when she thinks no one is looking. She exemplifies Pittsford Pride." Congratulations, Samara. My last candidate is Brielle Burgess, 11th grader from Sutherland High School. Brielle was nominated by the counselor, the Sutherland High School counselor and administration team. For the past several years, the students and staff at Sutherland High School have been engaged in work that focuses on making connections. Now in her 3rd year at Sutherland, Brielle Burgess epitomizes that work. Since she arrived at our school, Brielle has initiated and/or has been actively involved in bringing students and staff closer through meaningful discussions in a variety of settings. Brielle joined our school's diversity club as a freshman and has been with the organization ever since. She forged bonds with other students in the club and pursued their topics to the fullest extent. She soon found herself acting as the voice for some of the students and did so in a thoughtful and collaborative way. Brielle met with our administrators and brought ideas forward, at times prompted discussions at our instructional leadership team meetings and where decisions are made that influence our entire school. Now in her third year, Brielle is the vice president of Diversity Club, in charge of communication and outreach. Brielle understands that even the smallest gestures can have an enormous positive effect on someone's day. This is what inspires her to connect with people around her. On several occasions, Brielle has been seen engaging our newest students in an effort to make them more comfortable in our school. Throughout the start of the current year, Brielle made time to welcome the freshmen and even checked in with them to see how things are going. Moreover, she explained the opportunities they have in our school, and several of them are now participating in the Rock to Change Summit, which Pittsford is hosting this fall. Brielle is a member of a core group of students organizing for the Rock to Change Summit. She works collaboratively with both Sutherland and Mendon High School students, as well as students from other districts. This is consistent with her participations in Rock Kids Connect, which is an exchange program where city and suburban students meet and learn from one another. She's also engaged visiting students in Pittsford's Kicks for Campers event last spring, where she participated as a volunteer. Due to her volunteer work and previous Camp Corey experience, Brielle was asked to meet with the recipients of future Kicks to Campers awards to orient them for the experience. Outside of school, Brielle volunteers at the City of Rochester Biz Kids program. Biz Kids provides interactive applied business and entrepreneurial education to city youth ages 10 to 18. Now in her third year, Brielle and other volunteers teach the fundamentals of running a business, oversee activities as peer counselors, and educate on how to give effective presentations through public speaking. Maybe you could come up here. She also teaches the importance of managing personal finance and other related life skills. Brielle's connections and positive influence within Sutherland High School and our greater community are boundless. We are very fortunate to call her a knight, and we are proud to present her with the Pittsford Pride Award. Congratulations, Brielle.
Good evening. My first nominee is William Colburn. Hi, William. William's in 5th grade at Mendon Center Elementary. And you are nominated by Jen Montgomery, your math teacher, Dan Barnhart, grade 5 teacher, and Kim Hosbach, grade 4 teacher. It is our pleasure to nominate William Colburn, 5th grader at Mendon Center, for the Pittsford Pride Award. When William walks the halls at Mendon Center, he greets everyone by name and always with a smile and kind words. William is looked upon by the younger students and is an inspiration to his grade level peers. His can-do attitude and friendly mannerisms inspire those around him to be their best. During the school day, William is an extremely modest and hardworking student who can always be counted on to do his best. In all academic and special area classes, William serves as a role model for others. At the start of the year, a new student joined our school. William has been a mentor and a friend to a student that is new to Mendon Center this year. He has helped him navigate our school, which is very different from the one that he came from. William exudes optimism, and classmates are drawn to him as a result of his positivity. Outside of school, William is very active in community service. Over the last year, William has been involved in many service projects. For example, William donated his time to help at the Hope for Haiti car wash and food can drive at Mendon Center. This year, in addition to washing cars and sorting cans, he presented Mrs. Lilly, one of the fundraising organizers, with money that he had earned selling lemonade at a stand in his neighborhood. A couple of months later, William's lemonade stand was back in business, this time selling lemonade, including hand-picked June berries, to raise money for the Margaret Home in East Rochester. The Margaret Home cares for pregnant moms in the Rochester region who are experiencing homelessness or unstable living conditions. Also, in support of the Margaret Home, William spent time this summer picking, washing, sorting, and packaging berries that were donated to the Life Skills Program. Women at the Margaret Home were able to use the berries for a project to develop products that help them learn about becoming entrepreneurs, marketing, and on-the-job skills. This October, William and his father dressed in their Halloween costumes and went door to door. Instead of collecting candy, they collected used costumes that were donated to underprivileged children through Cameron Community Ministries. William knows and understands that there are children in the Rochester area who cannot participate in events that many take for granted. William is highly committed to making a difference in the lives of others. Each and every day, William inspires us to be better people. He is a constant reminder that even the smallest gesture of kindness can accomplish so much. Congratulations, William. Our next nominee is Gracie Downing, grade 5 at Thornhill Road Elementary School. Gracie, here you are. Congratulations. She was nominated by Ms. Allison Hallett. It is my pleasure to recognize Gracie Downing for the Pittsford Pride Award. Gracie is a perfect candidate for Pittsford Pride as she exemplifies many character traits necessary of such a prestigious award. Gracie understands the pride and responsibility that comes with being a 5th grade student and a Thornhill Road star. She exemplifies our school character traits by being respectful, responsible, fair, trustworthy, and caring. She is a compassionate individual who has demonstrated these qualities consistently throughout her student career at Thornhill Road Elementary School. Gracie is a role model for her peers and leads by example. She constantly maintains a positive demeanor, all while helping those around her. Students in her class look up to her. They admire her understanding of those around her, her willingness to go above and beyond what is expected of her, and her ability to handle whatever is thrown her way. Not only is Gracie highly respected by her peers, staff at Thornhill Road knows that she is a positive role model many can look up to. Her rapport with students and staff is admirable. While balancing a busy schedule, including extracurricular activities such as yoga club, orchestra, soccer, chorus, and Girl Scouts, Gracie continues to hold herself to high standards and completes all of her work at an incredibly high level of excellence. Her focus and determination elevates all other students around her. Not only does her high quality of work get the attention of her peers, they try to match her level of consistency in the classroom. Gracie raises everyone's efforts through her focused questions as well as her ability to make connections with her academics. Other students especially take notice when they are given the option to choose their partners, as many gravitate to Gracie, wanting the opportunity to work with her. Gracie asks thought-provoking questions during whole group instruction. She works cooperatively in groups and goes out of her way to make each day better for those around her. Some examples of this include engaging in challenging classroom conversations, helping her peers academically, and running for student council with the intention of making the school a better place. Gracie is deserving of the Pittsford Pride Award as she radiates the morals and values we work so hard to cultivate in Pittsford. She is a role model, leader, and highly respected by those around her. Gracie is a Thornhill Road star that will continue to shine as she further embarks on her lifelong journey. Congratulations, Gracie. Our next nominee is Sophie Karpovich, 7th grader at Calkins Road Middle School. Congratulations, Sophie. She was nominated by Mr. Walker, Mr. Falzoy, Mrs. Colburn, and the teachers of the Maroon team. One of the pillars of the Pittsford Pride Award is recognizing when a student has impacted their community in a meaningful, positive manner. Sophie, simply by being her own person, has made a profound impact on the Calkins Road community. Last year, Sophie approached the building principal with a simple idea. She wanted to spread positivity. She had spent a ton of her personal time and with her own materials creating Post-it notes and mini posters of good cheer. Positive quotes, encouraging phrases, drawings, even slips of paper that allowed people to take a piece of cheer with them. She wanted to hang them up around the building with one stipulation: she wanted to be anonymous. So she spent a few days after school with a roll of tape and went around the building. And Sophie didn't just hang them up a few notes, she plastered the entire hallways. On lockers, above drinking fountains, stairways, bathroom stalls, locker rooms, cafeteria, almost instantly her positive signature was everywhere, and people took notice. Students talked about it, sharing some of their favorites. Teachers took notice, and people wondered where they came from. Well, like any good secret, it wasn't long before people knew about it. This fall, when Sophie spread more of her positive graffiti, students and staff were quick to point it out and appreciate it. When we reached out to teachers about Sophie being nominated for this award, the positive words from her teachers showcased the positive impact she has. Mr. Paz said the following: last year when she started the Random Words of Kindness campaign all on her own, Sophie decorated the hallways with words of kindness and inspiration to students and staff alike. Students traveling throughout the building got a daily boost of positive energy when they read one of her notes. Mrs. Humphreys sums it up the best. As I told Sophie, I connect her like sunflowers to sunsets. She spreads unending good cheer to all, in all ways, all day and all night. Through her artwork, Post-it notes, Post-it quotes, random acts of kindness, and beyond, like the petals of a sunflower following the sun, Sophie follows her beautiful heart to bring cheer to all. I'm sure Sophie has no idea how often her gestures positively impact someone who is down or in need of help or a little pick-me-up. Sophie embodies the qualities of a student deserving of citizenship recognition because she not only treats all people with equal respect, but she does the same for animals and the environment around her. Sophie's kind, gentle heart, open mind, respect for and for all things embody a great citizen who we all want our students to be. Often, the most simple acts can be the most powerful, and Sophie's selfless acts were and are, in fact, a very powerful reminder of the power of kindness. She is much more than these positive notes, though. Her smile brightens the hallways, she cares for those around her, and she models kindness and care every day. We are so proud of Sophie, and we know this is just one step on her journey that will impact the world. Congratulations.
I'm going to go off script for a minute, if that's okay. I have to, as I was listening to everyone's nominations, I was thinking about Samara and Brielle. Samara, can you wave? Brielle, can you wave? The two of them are part of Rock to Change, and what that means is they are part of a small cohort in just Pittsford that is responsible for 400, I don't want to make you nervous, bringing 400 other students together through about 40 different high schools, from the Rochester City School District to Victor. Every high school has been invited to bring about 10 students each. And their theme is the power of one. And I think about the many different directions the power of one can go. But each one of you who've had their nominations read and are about to, you really exemplify the power of one. Because when I think about it, it means the power that each one of us has. And then I think about the collective, right? So if each one of us in this district behaved like you and had the hearts that each one of you had, this world would be a better place. So I just have to say, I really adore all of you for who you are and what you do. And Samara and Brielle, I want to thank you for also, as high schoolers, kids that our younger students look up to, for being such great leaders too. So thank you. So it's my privilege to ask Brianna Noland, fourth grader at Jeff Road, to stand up, please. And Brianna was nominated by Emily Sweeney, and Mr. Clark. Dear Mr. Puro and Board of Education, I'm excited for the opportunity to nominate Brianna for Pittsford Pride recognition because I think she exemplifies outstanding citizenship in our school. Brianna is a leader in her class, always willing to assist other students with understanding concepts and directions. She often takes the initiative to ask me if there's anything extra she can do to help me during checkout time, like volunteering to pick up pencils or other supplies when she has finished checking out her own books. Brianna is kind, she's thoughtful, and respectful to other students and to adults. She lives our mission statement each day and every day, and we are so proud to have her with us at Jeff Rowe. It's my pleasure to recognize Brianna Noland. And can I please have Anya Rao stand up? Anya is grade 5, Allen Creek Elementary School, nominated by Mrs. Dryden with input from Ms. Cushman and Ms. Miller. At the beginning of the school year, I asked my 5th grade students at Allen Creek Elementary School to write me a letter telling me what they wished I knew about them. Anya Rao's answer stood out. She wrote, "I will take on a project and go in with a positive attitude and always work my hardest." Anya has lived up to this sentiment in every classroom setting at Allen Creek. She displays sophisticated leadership skills, a commitment to be inclusive of all students in her daily interactions, and a quiet perseverance when faced with academic challenges. This is why I'm thrilled to nominate Anya for the Pittsford Pride Award. This year, Anya was nominated by her peers to represent her class as a student council representative. She was chosen because she embodies the qualities of the ACE's core values and represents herself in a manner that is admired by many. This fall, Anya took the step to run for student council president. There were a lot of great candidates running for the top spot, and another student was elected for this position. Anya handled this loss with grace and with dignity, cheering and clapping for the student that won. Her peers admired this quality in her and gave her a lot of compliments during our closing circle that day about how impressed they were with her leadership and her maturity. Mrs. Cushman, who works with Anya in her role of student council representative and as her social studies teacher, shared that she is her best self even when no one is looking. Her positive attitude and her smile are contagious. Mrs. Mill, Anya's 4th grade teacher, shared that Anya is one of the most genuine, mindful, and flexible students who I've ever had in my class. She was always the peacemaker during group work and had a quiet leadership style that others were drawn to. Anya has excellent social skills and is inclusive of all students. She consistently follows the building and class compacts and encourages others to do so. Because of all these attributes, it was no surprise that Anya won the Citizenship Award for our class last year. Additionally, Anya approaches her academic work with determination and tenacity, never backing down from a challenge. She asks questions when she doesn't understand a concept and incorporates teacher feedback into her work whenever possible. She is independent in her thinking and always seeks the deeper meaning behind the books we are reading or the concepts we are studying in social studies. She often goes above and beyond the required work. Recently, during social studies class, she was required to research a topic about the Incas or Mayas by finding 6 facts. Anya eagerly found double the required amount to extend her learning by finding 12 facts that helped her understand the daily lives of ancient people. Furthermore, Anya is often a leader in our 5th grade academic book circles, offering new ideas to the group and thoughtfully responding to the ideas of others. It's been a true pleasure getting to know Anya so far this school year. She is a role model not only for her peers, but also for her teachers. She is one of the most authentic, reflective, friendly, and considerate people I've ever met. I have no doubt Anya will continue to be a great leader in our community and one day will make a difference in the world. Anya will also be going home to work on Mr. Puro's kids so that she can model. I'm just kidding. I am so proud to be able to teach Anya this school year. She is remarkable. Congratulations, Anya. And our final candidate, Abdullah Kawattli, please stand, grade 5, Park Road Elementary School. I am submitting a name of a student that, although I have never had the privilege to teach, he has made such an impact here at Park Road. Abdullah is a 5th grade student at Park Road. Abdullah is one of the friendliest students. He is smart, inquisitive, kind, and always has such a positive outlook, even on the gloomiest days. Mrs. Scott, our school nurse, shared an interaction she had with Abdullah. We were looking out the window on a rainy day, seeing the dark clouds. Rainy days can make most people feel a bit gloomy. Many, but not all. Abdullah's reaction to the rainy day was, "I like the rain, because I can see the reflection of myself in the puddles." When asked about Abdullah, Mrs. Mangiolano Rivera shared, "Abdullah is a lovely, well-mannered, friendly, and caring student. He works hard all of the time, is appreciative of others, and cares deeply about his work. His empathy for others is also another strong character trait." Mrs. Bowser said Abdullah is kind to everyone. Mrs. Gruhl stated, "Abdullah is kind, caring, compassionate, and truly lights up any room he walks into. He goes out of his way to say hello, and he just exudes joy." Mrs. Scott shared that Abdullah is such a special, kind, and compassionate student. His smile truly lights up the room, and he makes every day at Park Road better for everyone he meets. He can always see the good in other people and in the world around him. He sees the world as others should see it, as being beautiful. He is thoughtful to everyone he meets and goes out of his way to be caring to others. He is truly one in a million. Abdullah is a warrior. He is stronger than most because he is so special. He can put a smile on my face just with a hello, wave, or the smile he shares. We are so lucky to have such a dynamic student here at Park Road. Congratulations, Abdullah. Don't change. And remember that concept of a power of one, because each of you right now are doing amazing things in our world, in our school community. We love you and thank you so much for all you do for Pittsford schools and beyond. So I thank you. Our Board of Education thanks you. You're awesome.